Is that a bot?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're watching Netflix's The Electric State, so you don't have to.
I hate it.
If you love games, be sure to check out WatchMojo's new game Terrible Influence, launching soon on Kickstarter. Terrible Influence is a satirical board game about the dark side of fame from the writer of The Most Popular Girls in School and us, WatchMojo.
Boom.
Dang.
I can make an apology video.
Oh, you so would.
Click on the link in the description to follow our Kickstarter campaign and be the first to play Terrible Influence.
I need to pay a PR wizard to make this go away.
Okay.
$4 million.
What did you do?
It was bad.
The Russo brothers have directed some of our favorite TV episodes, not to mention several MCU highlights from Winter Soldier to Infinity War. If their post-Endgame directorial output has demonstrated anything, though, it's that Anthony and Joe are only as good as the scripts they have to work with.
You trust me? I do.
While Cherry and the Gray Man were not the worst, we struggle to remember anything about them.
Boring.
With an all-star cast, promising source material, and a $320 million budget, The Electric State should at the very least be memorable. Somehow, the Russos do the unthinkable. Make a movie with a talking Mr. Peanut robot voiced by Woody Harrelson feel generic.
Young lady, I would not advise you to go out there at night.
I really don't care about what you would advise.
By the way, kind of a missed opportunity Harrelson isn't voicing a Twinkie the Kid robot.
You're gonna risk our lives for a Twinkie?
There's a box of Twinkies in that grocery store. Not just any box of Twinkies, the last box of Twinkies that anyone will enjoy in the whole universe.
The first 10 minutes are a hefty exposition dump overflowing with ideas we've seen in countless other sci-fi and young adult stories.
Stuck, aren't you?
No. I'm done.
A post-apocalyptic world that's futuristic yet retro, this one's set in an alternate version of the early 90s. Sentient robots fighting for their rights in a war-torn world dominated by prejudiced humans.
You famously never owned robots, did you?
I never trusted them. They're not us. So how would they possibly understand our best interest?
An evil tech genius modeled after Steve Jobs who claims he wants to benefit humanity when in reality, he's enslaving them. A virtual world humans can escape to as the reality around them crumbles to pieces. And of course, an orphaned teenage protagonist named Michelle, played by Millie Bobby Brown.
Good morning, sunshine.
Don't you knock?
Initially believing her entire family is gone, Michelle discovers that her brother Christopher, Woody Norman, is still alive, sort of.
We can team up. We can defeat the rock monster.
Why are you here?
We can team up. We can team up.
Put it back.
We can team up.
Separated from his body, Chris's consciousness now exists within a robot modeled after a cartoon character, Kid Cosmo. No relation to Kid Cosmic. To save her brother, Michelle sets out on a road trip with the grinning yellow robot. Along the way, they team up with some other exiled robots and low-life loner Keats, a Chris Pratt type played by Chris Pratt.
You're a kid.
You're a genius.
Yeah, I am.
The Electric State isn't without inspired touches. The self-aware robots forced to live in seclusion all have unique designs, looking like abandoned amusement park attractions. Meanwhile, human-operated drones all appear identical, ironically coming off as more soulless than the animatronics they oppress.
Humans were finally able to fight fire with mechanized fire.
Some robots have expressive faces. Others, like Cosmic, have static faces. Either way, they get a fair deal of personality across.
Oh, crap, that's all we need. You can be brave in the face of danger.
While the robots are the best part of the movie, they aren't without drawbacks.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're captured.
Seeing Mr. Peanut pop up as the robot's leader, we think to ourselves, this should be funny.
Afternoon, I'd tip my hat, but, well, it's bolted on.
Yet, we've seen actual Mr. Peanut commercials with more wit than the Electric State. The humor here primarily consists of the robot spouting modern slang.
What do you have?
I'm gonna break it down to you for real.
This might have been novel in 2007 when the first Transformers movie came out, but it got old by 2009 when the second Transformers movie was released.
I got the green.
That hurt, man.
Thankfully, none of the robots here are as annoying or offensive as Skids and Mudflap, although we wish more time had been dedicated to fleshing them out. Despite much of the cast being robotic, the main focus is wasted on boring human characters. Millie Bobby Brown is trying, but Michelle is a thankless role. The bond between Michelle and Chris/Cosmic is supposed to be the film's emotional core.
Stay here.
Outside of one nice scene where they watch an old Kid Cosmic cartoon with the other robots gathering around them, we struggle to get invested.
Thanks for coming, Cosmo.
Although he's essentially playing another authority figure, Giancarlo Esposito has the closest thing to an interesting arc. Chris Pratt does his old shtick, except this time with more needless yelling.
You know, I want you to think about this moment when you're begging me for drinking water in 24 hours.
Making it even harder to distance himself from Star-Lord, Keats is another roguish scavenger who makes an entrance set to a catchy rock song. Whereas Star-Lord's entrance perfectly summed up the character, Keats's introductory needle drop feels empty. The soundtrack and Pratt's presence are not the only aspects ripped from Guardians of the Galaxy. Nostalgia also plays a significant role.
You know we're gonna need muscle.
Muscles are antiquated and unreliable.
Whereas James Gunn cleverly weaved 80s and 70s nostalgia into the Guardians lore, the Electric State settles for making random references, hoping it'll trigger your memory. Remember MTV News? Remember Masters of the Universe?
I'm not eating the freaking Masters of the Universe tie-in Zagnuts in the original packaging.
Remember the old school Volkswagen bus? Remember the Clinton administration? Remember the You've Got Mail alert?
You've got mail.
R.I.P. Elwood Edwards. Remember Big Mouth Billy Bass? Wait, that last one didn't exist until 1998, and Electric State takes place in 1994. This doesn't add up. See? The fact that we're more invested in the singing fish toy goes to show the movie isn't doing its job very well.
Why are you gonna do that every single time?
Because you hate it, brother.
Instead of the next Guardians of the Galaxy, Electric State seems destined to go down as the next Borderlands. The Borderlands movie, that is.
But you think your band of merry heroes can stop him?
Oh, we could try. We just can't watch our backs while doing it.
Whereas Guardians balanced eccentric characters and surprising pathos, Electric State comes off as tonally confused.
Touch my hair and I'll kill you.
Not only are the jokes not especially funny, but some scenes are borderline unpleasant. On more than one occasion, the robots are subjected to torment.
You broke the treaty, Mr. Peanut.
Whether or not robots can feel pain, we can't help but cringe watching Mr. Peanut get his hat torn off.
We think intense imagery like this is intended to be powerful.
It plays more like that scene in Short Circuit 2 where Johnny Five is dying. We guess we're supposed to feel sad, but it's just weird.
You go back and tell the ones who are left, this is your fault.
The most amusing part is the end credits listing the big names who lent their voices to the various robots.
Yeah, lost a big body, but I'm still bigger than you.
Shut up and keep running.
Anthony Mackie, Brian Cox, and Coleman Domingo are just some of the A-listers we didn't recognize. Along with the stacked cast, the special effects shine through in the $320 million budget, a record high for a Netflix feature.
Freedom's worth any cost.
Even dying?
The VFX team captures the aesthetic of Simon Stollenhag's source material and creates robots that truly feel alive. At the same time, the robots spend most of the film standing around talking. When you have the directors of the two best Avengers and Captain America movies, we expect wall-to-wall visual splendor. Alas, the inventive robot designs are washed out in a sea of mundane action and ugly backdrops.
I got you, my dude, hold on!
It all builds to Michelle giving an impassioned speech about connection and how we need to embrace real life.
Hi. My name is Michelle Green. I know some of you are a little freaked out about me and my friends and what we did. The world's different now. I just wanted to tell you why.
The film acts as if it's the first film to share this message, but Michelle's words sound like they were copied and pasted from the ending of Ready Player One.
Real life, it's contact. It's you and me. We're flesh and bone, yeah, but we're also electricity.
That film found a more satisfying middle ground between pop entertainment and timely tech commentary. The Electric State isn't as fun, thought-provoking, or original as it thinks it is.
And maybe we stay together forever. But that can't happen if you close yourself off.
You can sense the aspirations to turn this into a franchise. Like the Rebel Moon movies, though, we don't need to understand who the Electric State is for. If a sequel gets made, it won't be because the masses demand it. it'll be because Netflix needs content to feed the beast.
We're going to do it right this time.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Is The Electric State one of the worst movies we've ever seen? By no means.
Could be your terrible idea is slightly less terrible.
We wouldn't even say it's one of the absolute worst movies Netflix has ever produced. Those looking to simply turn off their brains for 2 hours will essentially get what they expect. This is the kind of movie you fall asleep watching on the couch before it fades into the streaming void forever.
Remember when I said you were going to change the world?
I do.
That said, Netflix could have delivered the same results on a much lower budget. Given the talent, resources, and price tag, we expected something much more from The Electric State.
I don't know what you think you're trying to achieve here, Mr. Nut.
Walking away, all we can think about are the countless projects Netflix could have produced with that $320 million we'll never get to see.
Give him hell, kid. You got this.
Did you wind up watching The Electric State? If so, what did you think? Let us know in the comments.
Okay, I'm done.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.